Hi, here's a passive adapter that lets you use Milwaukee M18 batteries on any 18-volt Ryobi tool. But is it any good? It's pretty okay. I found this on eBay for about $16 shipped. It is something you could 3D print, but I didn't simply because I want to use it now. This is the DM18RL, which has an extra bonus feature of a USB Type-A output at the rear, which we'll look at in a sec. Overall construction is pretty good. I didn't see a marking for the type of plastic, but it feels like a polycarbonate. It looks like the injection mold for this is multi-purpose. These seam lines look like the tooling can be swapped out for different battery interfaces. And according to this other listing, the DeWalt has compatibility with something like this too. Because of this versatility, fit is not super tight. There is a bit of a gap between the battery body, but thanks to the spring-loaded clips, things are held in place pretty well. This does add 1.5 inches of height to the battery, so there's some applications that simply don't feel comfortable when using a large Milwaukee battery, but any upright tool will work with this setup. Speaking of fit, the snap clip on the Ryobi side feels stiff because the clip fingers are slightly bigger compared to official Ryobi batteries. This could just be a difference of old battery and wearing it down. And this makes insertion moderately stiff if doing it one-handed, but with two hands it's a non-issue. Inside is 16 gauge stranded copper wire, which I do appreciate. Wire connections are soldered at the Milwaukee battery terminal side, but it looks like they're spot welded at the Ryobi side terminals. I don't understand the top half, which is the Ryobi terminal assembly. It's not really fixed from the bottom. It just slips into the top shell and is fastened with a screw, but putting it back together didn't give me any problems, so I guess that doesn't matter. I've been using this adapter for over a month and it works just fine. This glue gun takes about 4.5 minutes to preheat and everything performs just as expected to adapt Milwaukee batteries to Ryobi tools. The power connection is solid and tools work with this. This glue gun is pretty demanding tool surprisingly, so it's a good test for this thing. When powered on, preheat ramps up to 5.5 amps, and as the temperature climbs, it slowly backs down to a constant 1.3 amps at idle. To achieve melted glue, preheat uses 4.3 watt hours, and on paper that's 6% of a new Ryobi battery capacity to get the glue gun up to temperature. But if you add 4 years of battery age, which is what this battery is, it's more like 50% of that battery consumption for preheat. So this adapter with some of these monster Milwaukee batteries runs this glue gun without a sweat, and honestly it's a better pairing for using this glue gun, which is just a constant battery drainer for long periods. So let's circle back to that 5-volt output. This module is a tidy one. On board is a MP1584, which is a 3 amp adjustable buck converter. I'm not a fan of the battery input connections being clipped after soldering. This can crack the solder joint, and I can't tell why this was done. It's not an issue of interference or hitting the plastic when the shell and everything is installed. But the 5-volt output works just fine. Here it's running a Pi 4 with really no issues. And this is a nice feature since the module is well put together. You can expect reliable 5-volt power from this. One thing with this adapter, you cannot charge through it, and that's for many reasons. If you're not sure why, now's not a good time to mix and mingle battery packs and just jump them together. But the main reason is there's no pass-through connection for the internal thermistor that's usually in lithium battery packs. We're glossing over the fact that the temperature readings aren't cross-compatible between tools, but most modern lithium battery chargers will not charge a battery if the thermistor connection is not present or reporting a safe charging temperature. And I say most, so yeah. Well, that's a wrap. Overall, I would recommend this adapter if you already have Milwaukee batteries and you need more batteries for all the weird niche tools Ryobi makes. Like this $500 cooler, I don't know anymore. Thanks for watching.